I was to say to you that today I am going to show you around the garden on this beautiful, beautiful November afternoon, you might think, well, there's nothing too surprising about that, Jane. You do this every month. Just get on with it. But if I were to show you what this garden looked like a year ago today, you can see it's quite a different picture. So as I go round today, I thought it would be fun just to show you not just what the garden is like now, but how it was a year ago after the fantastic Storm Arwen that left us coated in a layer of snow. One of the first things I must point out is we've still got dahlias. Okay, they're looking a bit tatty. They're what I'd call past their best. But considering this time last year, they'd all but disappeared, I think the fact I can still pick those at the end of November is quite incredible. And they're not the only flowers. We've got the marigolds are still coming. We've still got some cosmos at the top of the plot. And like I say, you know, compared to the black and whiteness of everything last year, it's really lovely to still have some colour going on. And I must admit, it's not just the weather that's changed. This is greenhouse one this year compared to last year, which I think you can see is a little bit more organised this time last year, which means that we'd packed up pretty much earlier, probably a few weeks earlier than we are doing at the moment, and got everything sorted for spring. But yeah, I was going to show you this bit, but I've got to be honest, it's not looking good, is it? We'll sort it. Similar state with greenhouse too, but you can see that actually there's still a lot going on. I mean, you know, still a few grapes that these are probably not going to get picked now, but I don't know if you can pick up right at the end. You probably can't. We've still got peppers in there. We've still got parsley. There's quite a lot of greenery, so things are still, I wouldn't say going strong, but still going. And if you take a look at the fruit cage, in particular the gooseberries here, you can see there is still lots of leaf on there. So what this means is I'm going to be pruning them later than I usually would, because I want to make sure they're completely dormant before they go. The garlic is probably at the same state growth-wise. I'm still waiting for one or two to come up at this lower end here, but yeah, they're not covered in snow, so they might well be soon enough. But they've had a really good strong start, and they're putting on some lovely strong growth now, so I'm really pleased with those. But also, one of our more successful crops this year has been swede. Now, you know, they're not your number one choice, are they, to plant? But swede, we call it over here in the States, you call it rutabaga. It's actually done really well, and if you look at the size of that to my hand, it's got a really good bulb on it. So we've had a little look around there. Can you see the others? Can you see them? These are a variety called Marion, and we haven't grown them before, but I think we'll definitely be doing them again. A good staple food for winter. And these two beds here have got a sort of rackle-tackle mishmash of brassicas in, plus some fantastic kohlrabi that we've been enjoying. But we've had the cauliflowers from that bed. They've been okay. I always say I can't grow cauliflower, so the fact that they even grew a curd, I was really, really pleased with. But the broccoli last year was still entrapped in a net, and it was absolutely burgeoning at the seams. But you can see this year it's very, very thin on the ground, and one of the main reasons of that is we keep feeding it to the chickens, which, you know, I suppose you could call it a waste, but they really enjoy it, and it's lovely to see them enjoying it. But what I do want to show you as well, we've got a really lovely, I'm going to say little crop, it's only little now because we've been picking it, of kohlrabi. And again, I'd forgotten we'd put these in, and when the broccoli was covering them, I'd forgotten they were there, and as we've thinned it out, we've found them. So again, as with the swede, that's sort of a surprise crop that I'm really quite happy with. The asparagus ferns still haven't been cut back. I'll be doing that in the next few weeks, but for now they're just providing cover. They're just looking a bit untidy, but that's fine. But I don't know if you can pick up from there. Let's see if I can move the camera a bit. We've still got apples on the tree, ready to pick, not mushy at all. We can eat them straight from the tree at the end of November. Crazy nonsense. And as you can see, the bean canes are still up. Two reasons. There's been absolutely no urgency to take them down because the weather hasn't been so cold to think, oh, I better get them into storage. But also, the pods are still drying. Now, I am going to be taking these pods in soon because I don't want them to start going mouldy. But, well, they can still get out in the fresh air. You know, it'll do them good, and it really helps the drying process. So compare it to last year when they were all on the ground. Yeah, they're still doing pretty well. As ever though, the kale is a real treat, always is. But the big difference between last year and this year, oh, not so much today, hey, they might have finally gone, is the fact that it has taken forever for the whitefly to die off. So yeah, every time you pick some, it's been a case of giving them a really good wash at home before you eat them. But I think they might have finally disappeared, which is a good. Chard, again, mixed with a little bit of beetroot there. We can eat all the leaves, and that peppermint chard at the end. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, although again, I think it was just about breaking through the snow last year. Just goes to show how tough it is. And of course we've got our gorgeous Calibos cabbage, which I know I need to take those leaves off, and I will give them to the chickens, but the actual heart of the cabbage itself is just gorgeous. I would wholly recommend. I have done before. Oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Look at that little thing there. Go away. There we go. I would really recommend growing Calibos because although you might think one cabbage is very much like another, it has got such a gorgeous, sweet taste to it. So yeah, definitely one I'll be growing again next year. And for one thing, you can see this is very similar to how it looked last year, and this is what it looks like when the snow doesn't get to it. So yeah, this is, though, in my defence, this is the plot that I'm leaving to go to weed. But you still see the squash is still growing out there. We've still got some carrots in. The one thing that we've got missing are parsnips. They didn't do so well for us this year, but yeah, it's still so green. And you can see the banana palm there is still putting on new leaves. It's going to be in for a shock soon, isn't it? So I hope you enjoyed the comparison. It just goes to show what a difference just a few degrees in temperature makes. But I must admit, I'd far rather be in the garden in this weather than how it was last year. So yes, take care, enjoy your gardens, and I'll see you soon.